Good evening all and welcome to another video on All How the Ale. It's Sunday night, which means it's trad beer night, and the beers we're going for tonight are going to form an unintended collaboration. We're going for a Black Forest Gateaux with these two. It is the Titanic Cherry Porter Grand Reserve and the Sam Smith's Chocolate Stout. I'm pretty sure they had absolutely no intention of ever doing anything quite like this, but that's what I like to do every now and then, just do something a little bit different. I love both beers a lot. I've been aging this one for a while, and I thought tonight would be a good night for it. You know, it's middle to end of May. The weather is really nice and warm, and dark beer is not just for winter, ladies and gents, boys and girls. It's also for when the weather's good. So how are we going to do this? We're not scoring it as such. We're going to just say, is it been worth it? And we're going to just blend the two beers and find somewhere near a level that we're happy with to get a nice flavour. So we're just going to remind ourselves with a little taste of each beer first of all. Just to remind myself of the individual flavours so that I can just remember. So we're going to do a little taste of the chocolate stout, just to get that memory going. Roasted chocolate, deep, intense chocolate actually. Lovely weight to that beer. Nice and medium heavy, super smooth, chocolatey, roasty, and delicious. And the cherry porter, I know this is kind of cheating a little bit because I've already got a little bit of the chocolate in here, but I don't want to do two glasses. Similar depth of colour, nice and dark. Maybe not quite so heavy on the pour, but it's a stronger beer, so maybe it's going to compare. It's really good. It is really good. So I'm going to intentionally leave some of that cherry porter. In fact, I'm going to put a little bit more of the cherry porter in. About that much, because I think we're going to need more of the cherry porter to really kind of punch through the sweet, rich, decadent chocolate of the chocolate stout. So we've got what? Let's top it up to about there, roughly. Yeah, a little bit more than half and half in favour of the chocolate stout. So let's give it a sniff. Now, interestingly, the chocolate is quite heavily suppressed. The cherry porter is a darker, heavier, more intense sort of aromaed beer, whereas the chocolate stout is super sweet and decadent and rich. This is a whole different ball game now. It's more akin to the cherry porter with some chocolate added, Kirsch, that kind of note. Anyway, it smells great. Let's have a taste. That works. It does work. You've got the sweetness of the chocolate stout from Sam Smith's, but you've also got that real deep, dark cherry roasted malt flavour of the cherry porter Grand Reserve. It's, if anything, a little bit kind of biased towards the cherry porter flavour at the moment. I feel like there's not an awful lot I would change at this point in time. It's got enough of the flavour of each, really. But we're going to swing it one way or the other. I'm going to swing it in favour of the chocolate stout, just to add a little bit more sweetness to it. Not massive. It's really quite surprising just how much the cherry porter is dominating overall. Absolutely everything, really. depth of flavour, the bitterness that comes from the cherry porter versus the sweetness of the chocolate stout. You know, given that we've got more, quite a lot more of the chocolate stout now, it's a really submissive beer to the cherry porter. It's not gone the way I thought it would. I thought I'd need a lot more of the cherry porter to really push it through the sweetness. So let's add a little bit more of the old chocolate stout. Quite a bit more. Screw it. Why not? We're here for science, because we are men of science. Okay, so that is now leaning much more towards the chocolate, but with a hint of the cherry porter in the background. Still got a hint of that bitterness, still got a touch of that cherry flavour, and it works. It does kind of scream of the Black Forest Gateaux, the chocolate, the cherry, the sweetness, that vanilla-like aftertaste does come through, and it works really quite well. But what I'd really like is to lace it with a little amaretto. And I know it's not cherry, but it lends itself so well, as you would have seen in my original unintended collaboration when Cherry Porter first came out. I added the amaretto to give the Grand Reserve version, the amaretto infused, and Titanic took that idea and ran with it, which I really liked. Anyway, that would just really amplify everything about the cherry in this. That almond flavour just works so well. It really works so well. Yeah, I think I'd perhaps back off the chocolate stout a little bit. Let's do that by adding a bit more of the cherry porter. Not a lot, that'll do. Just to give that little extra nod of the cherry. That works. That does work. So don't ever be afraid of mixing beers. If you like two different beers and you think, wonder what they taste like when you put them together, do it, because I'm pretty sure that you'll find something you really enjoy, like I have. I've heard from other people that mixing the Sam Smith chocolate stout with their fruited beers is a popular idea, and that's what gave me the idea for this one. But yeah, cherry and chocolate, classic combination. Raspberry and chocolate, yes. But would plum porter and chocolate stout work? I don't know. I've got some plum porter Grand Reserve somewhere. Keep your eyes peeled for another video soon. I might well do that. But yeah, absolutely, this combination is a win. They're both fantastic beers in their own right, and they are equally good when combined. There's no negative, no downside to this. You know, I like both beers together, and by putting a little bit in a glass of each, I've not lost anything if I didn't like it. But thankfully, I do. So yeah, thoroughly recommended. Would I do it again? Yes. Would I try other things? Yes, I'm going to do the Plum Porter Grand Reserve, no doubt soon. I'll have to order some more of this because it's the last one of these I've got. But yeah, absolutely do it. Give it a try. You might find something you like. And we're going to leave it there and say, these have been the beers. I've been me. Those down there are the buttons. You know exactly what to do with them by now. You've got your like, comment, dislike, and subscribe. Choose any combination of them as you wish. And I'll see you again soon for another one. Bye for now.